Okay, I think if everything is going to plan, we should be recording. Hello everybody. Trying out the face cam for this stream. I don't know if I like it. I'm just using the one built into my laptop, so I apologize for the poor quality. Anyway, I'm going to be playing Spore, another Thursday where we are unable to do the Asmar in the Tower D&D campaign. So until we find something to either replace that or find a way to make it a consistent thing, I'm going to be doing some Spore community streams with whoever the hell wants to join up. It is completely up to them. But we're gonna start out at least. Sorry, just got back from work. Need to crack my knuckles, otherwise my hands are gonna feel awful. We're gonna start out with a new setup, new planet. I'm not getting any audio from the game. That is concerning. No, plays disable. Yeah, I know. Let me just double check something. Ah, that explains a lot. Headset died on. Apologize. One momento. Now then. Should be able to hear everything now. Good, good. Well, those of you on Twitch, I do have chat up on one of my screens, so you are welcome to put your input into whatever happens, but we're going to be starting a brand new game. Creature names, certain types of evolutions, whatever people want me to do, I'm going to do it. I don't really care. It is just more just me kind of hanging out with whoever's willing to watch what we're doing. Now, we're going to start the cell stage. Ooh, this is going to be the... Who's the gentleman in the corner? That's me, Bishop. Trying out the face cam for this. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm just working off of my laptop camera. But you have the honor of choosing the first major thing for our creature, and that is if it's going to be a herbivore or a carnivore. Also, Bishop, you're free to you're welcome to join in on the Discord stream room. I don't know, you should be able to see it, but if you want, you can chat real time there, so that way I don't have to rely on the Twitch delay that's I have been unable to Yep, herbivore or carnivore. We're gonna sit here and stare at this screen until somebody tells me one or the other. First person to say something gets it. That's how we're gonna work on these community streams. Is first come, first serve. If someone's first and I don't see it, then I'm too bad. I'm one person. I don't have somebody watching stream for me to tell me who's first. Still got that cough. Can't get rid of the damn thing. Oh well. Carnivore? Okay. We'll go with that. No theme? I don't have a theme. I don't know how to make a theme. I need to figure that out. Very good, Bishop. First stage isn't going to be much. Let's go normal. Easy was way too easy the last few times I tried. Name of our planet. Now I have several ideas, but I always want to hear whoever's watching's first. That is entirely up to whoever wishes. I'll give it 3 minutes. If Bishop's not back, then I'll shove in one of the names that I have in my head for the planet. You now get to see my habit of stroking my beard as I play video games and decide things. Oh, I don't know about the webcam. I might get rid of it just because I don't want to be self-conscious about stuff. One more minute, Bishop, and I'm naming the planet something stupid. About a minute. You're good, Bishop. We are naming the planet now. So whatever dumb thing you want. I'm not saying like your choices are gonna be dumb, but my ideas are dumb. So whatever you want to name the planet, go ahead and say it. I need to figure out auto stream. Probably I'm gonna hope to fix that before load collectors. But ER? Okay. We're going by more chilled, thinking this is our home planet. I can dig it. Should be under stream rooms, room 1. If you can't find it, I can switch to a different one. I know there are some things that I can see here. Here we are! I need to too loud? I can turn it down. I also want to see if I can... I don't want to capture the cursor. There we go. Alright, turn down the game audio a decent amount and got rid of the cursor capture so you didn't see me flailing that around. You see new part appears, swim over and take token and collect it. Yep, will do. Kinda need that one. I wonder if can I... Oh, I can! I can call mate. I want to get like 15 points, I think, before I level up. Oh yeah, the first one had to heal me, so it didn't count as point. Let me know if you're having trouble finding the group, the channel, Bishop, and I'll just switch to one of the gaming channels instead. I just didn't want to take up the channel if somebody else wanted to game. Oh, we need S. We need S. Fix. Here, I can send you an invite, I think. I can. There you go. There, I sent you an invite on Discord, Bishop. I don't know why it's not letting me do certain things in game. There we go. I see you have a bunch of the unexpected emotes. They're not Thursdays, are they? I thought they were Wednesdays. Either way, alrighty. We're getting rid of these eye stalks because all they are is a liability. I'll give him some beady eyes. I'll make his head a bit bigger. Compensate. I can make him an omnivore as well. Ooh, but then that gets rid of my spike defenses. No, I want those. Let's protect our rear guard here. There. Clicking join but nothing happens. Well, let's switch Discord, or then I'll go to room 1 under games. I think that's a public one. See if you can see me now. Shouldn't need to invite you to this one.
Does it work?
Hey, there you are.
Haha. Well, good night then. You good?
I'm doing good. Had a decent shift at work. Oh, thought I'd do a little bit of spore since I did a testing stream last week and was able to make it so that I could actually stream the game without it causing seizures. Last few times it was just flashing every time we got to a certain part in the game.
That was something. Did you know why?
It had something to do with the specific game files. I don't know what, but essentially now I have to run the game in windowed mode, not full screen, and I had to change a few resolution settings. But every time we came up on a new creature or like a new body part, it was loading in all the images and everything, and for some reason it decided to cause a seizure inducing like net your fuel image flash when that happened.
I think it's just because it's an old game and does weird things on newer systems.
Oh, that much for sure. Plus, I don't think it was meant to work like this.
Why is it that there's no game tonight? D&D?
The DM, Chaotic Melodic, had work restrictions, so this is what I'm doing in place. Also, welcome Coolness Caden, thanks for the follow. Abomination time? Oh, hell yeah, it is. Well, what do you want to call this first thing?
Can you make non-abominations in this game?
You can, if you spend the time and make it really...
But would you want to?
Yeah, it takes a lot. It's funny because it's a lot harder to make realistic looking natural animals, whereas in this game you kind of want to go to 13 arms, all of them with a different weapon, no legs, make it fly somehow.
Can you fly?
Yeah, if you find the right parts, you can actually have a creature that flies.
I can become the helicopter.
But we've got this first creature that I've just thrown a bunch of eyes on and given the basic protection spikes that I usually give creatures. And we need to name this little single cell creature before we continue. So, ideas?
I'm gonna suggest Corona, but that's probably insensitive.
I mean, it is a single cell creature, so technically, it can turn into a virus, but it's not going to. Or is it multi-cell at this point? I can't remember if after the first time you grow in cell count or not. I don't think they really thought that much into the detail of the game. They just made a really good creature building / civilization simulator.
Yeah, because I doubt you'd have eyes at this point.
Exactly. I can do Corona, I'll just spell it weird.
I hope the lawyers don't come for the copyright.
There we go. We've got the Corona creature. I mean, it's kind of fitting. It is a carnivore, so its whole purpose in living is to destroy life.
Let's hope it doesn't get to that.
it's
Real one, I mean.
You haven't seen what this game can do. It's an older game, but it's so much fun if you understand how it's done.
I can totally see it. Like, the closest thing I've played was Tasty Planet.
I think I've heard of that one, but I can't remember ever seeing it.
It's like something much simpler. You're just it was once a Flash game, so it's really simple. It's like you're just a gray blob that eats smaller things and gets bigger and so. And eventually you start off as like a bacteria and you eat the whole universe.
Oh crap, I need to get the hell out of here. That thing's going to kill me. No. Come back here, I need you.
Pinch in the butt. Pinch it, make it pieces.
I want to get that thing with the jet on its butt, because that, if I can kill it, will give me the jet and make me super speedy. But it's so fast that it's like getting out of my visual range constantly. Ah, crap. Stuck behind this thing. Come here. No! Son of a bitch. I need to kill something.
Also,
Oh gosh. There we go. Yeah, the big ones you really need to look out for in this stage because they are a one-hit kill. There we go.
yeah, I was riding really slowly a while back then because I currently have no keyboard.
What?
It's like it's fixing it again. Like it was broken, so now it's being fixed. So now I was using like Google, like a virtual keyboard where you just click on each.
Oh shit! I died.
It's not fun. Oh, there's that.
I've heard of Google keyboard, and I've heard horror stories of people who have smashed their computers out of rage. Look at these things. I'm not gonna be able to get there with them. Come here. Come here.
I'm literally clicking on Google search engine, there's like a little keyboard sign on the side. You click on it, and there's like this little keyboard appears at the bottom of your screen. You have to click each letter.
Oh god. God damn it, I died again. I'm being way too aggressive. I need to seek out the meteors instead of trying to murder every unique creature I come across. Ooh, no, I want that, I want that.
Blood for the blood.
The funny thing is you can actually kill the giant creatures if you hit them enough, but they don't explode into like 1,000 pieces of meat, they just sort of float there.
Can you eat them then?
Nope.
It's just because.
Yeah, no, I think it's because it is considered a bit too OP. I'm trying to get this little thing. These little guys keep attacking me, and then after I kill them, they run away. Or not kill them, after I hurt them, they run away. I think he's gonna be too fast for me, though. I'm just gonna... Holy crap, these little things are stupid fast now. Come here.
Fight me like a microbe.
Zach, everything in this game becomes a coward at this level. It's all about boxing in creatures to get meat. Oh, I think I got some meat. Hell yeah. Now I'm gonna try and circumvent this poison spewing one. So I already hurt him. I wanna see if I can take him out. Yeah! I got 20 points and some new parts, so I'm gonna call in a mate before I die again.
I have no idea. So,
What was that?
I would just put spikes everywhere.
Just put spikes everywhere. I've made creatures like that where it's just a pin cushion floating in the water. It's kind of boring, honestly. Alright, we now have Cilia that lets us go faster and also gives us quicker turns. I can have a poison spray that's just like a cloud that continuously follows me. And I can get rid of my flagella to get a jet that makes me go stupid fast but gives me very much difficulty in maneuverability. Kinda wanna stick with 4 eyes though.
Feels like the poison is better for herbivores trying to run away.
It follows me. It's not like you spit it at them.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're trying to run away, so you leave them behind. If you want to after you, they choke. At least I assume that's how it works.
I wonder, because technically, I wonder if it gives me immunity to all poison or just my own species poison.
It makes sense. It would make sense if it was just your own.
Right. It's also not bad to get that one early game.
And you said you were having trouble keeping up with the fast ones.
Yeah. I wonder. No, I want to keep the 4 eyes. We're gonna keep it as a Corona for the cell stage. Once we get into creature stage and we have a lot more like major structural evolution, then we'll be naming it every time we change the creature. But right now it's kind of like there's no point in renaming it for every little bit that we add to it, you know?
What did the
What was that?
What do the eyes give you? Aside from the
If you don't have eyes, then you technically don't have the ability to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never played a creature without eyeballs. That's a good idea for a stream, though. It's like call it a blind spore stream, even though I played the game plenty of times. Just refuse to give the creature eyes.
But do you, the player, see anything?
I don't know. Like I said, I've never tried it. I kind of want this thing to be like a quadrupedal creature with 4 eyes. And I want to see if I can have an eyeball on each of its shoulders.
Maybe you get the spore equivalent of blind sight.
I don't know.
Which is really good.
Blind sight is good. Poison's also a really good deterrent for the giant creatures. So you can see that one in the upper right's like really pissed at me for no reason. But my poison's definitely keeping him at bay. Ooh, I got the proboscis. New type of mouth.
Sounds provocative.
Need to kill this giant lightning bug thing. Hey! I unlocked all the parts for the cell stage. I actually haven't done that many times. Usually I'm already up in creature stage before I get most of them. These little blue things are aggressive as hell.
They look like they have googly eyes.
Right. You start out with those as your default. Ow. That's a big spiky creature. Yeah, follow me all you want, big guy. My poison will kill you eventually. Aha! Now I eat him. Man, this poison is just eliminating everything around me. Get this green thing, whatever the hell it is supposed to be.
So you made the deadliest farts.
Yes.
Already.
I like to, because we're small creatures in the water, I like to think of it as my creature continuously, endlessly peeing in the pool.
Oh, dude, that's just not fun. I'm living on another planet. Douche.
Now, I found all the parts, so there's literally no point in evolving again until we get to the next stage. And that's gonna take longer.
The fact that all of your species get the poison is pretty good.
Right. Poison is definitely helping with some of these creatures that are just coated in spikes. Because you can't really get close to them. That's the thing. Is like when you do that strategy of covering your creature in like a mound of spikes, it's impossible to get to you. But usually it's expensive enough to the point where you can't afford anything else, and you're really slow and kind of cumbersome. So poison is a really good way of killing those creatures. Oh, this guy.
I just need something to say.
What was that?
Have something to say. Biological warfare.
Biological warfare. Wouldn't poison be chemical warfare? Congratulations, you're on the path to sentience. Advance to creature stage. Alright, we started out as the basic thing. We evolved into the Corona. We got a little bit of poison added, and the spikes moved around a bit. That's pretty much it. Went hardcore down the carnivore path. At one point I thought about going omnivore, because that's kind of like the try-hard mode, but eh.
You'd think it'd be the easiest, not having played.
You'd think. But the hard part, I think, as I've stated before, is maintaining the proper balance between being a carnivore and an omnivore, or an herbivore and an omnivore, because the big main thing is people tend to... It's like a one-to-one thing. You eat one piece of meat, you then have to eat one fruit, and it's really difficult to maintain that. Hell, he's like the Thundercat.
I'm pretty sure the only reason I have Taka's emotes is because someone keeps gifting me subs randomly. I have like 4 or 5 months subscription, and I don't think any of those were actually me.
I'm never there for the actual streams, but every time I do show up randomly, I get gifted something.
What a wonderful gifting community.
Give this thing a tail. Just a poison from. What do you think? Anything you want to change?
So it shoots poison?
Yeah. Now that it's a land creature, it like shoots poison darts out of that. It's not like a mist that it emanates on land.
That looks good. Can you actually get to a point where you start building a civilization?
Yeah, you get to space in this game. You create trade routes in space. If you play the game long enough. A lot of people kind of drop off after the creature creation because a lot of the late game stuff is very much just like civilization stuff. But you get to make the planes, tanks, boats, and spaceships the same way you build the creatures. And all the buildings in the game.
Huh.
You have complete visual creative freedom on it. It's awesome. That was their way of making it so that after you've created a sentient omnipresent species, you can still kind of like have some control over things. So if the stream goes about as long as I planned, we could probably get to the tribal stage, at which point you get to like do all the headdresses and things. You want to rename this thing, or you want to wait until we've changed it up a bit more?
I can wait a bit more.
Alright.
Now I'm imagining you, like, you get to space, then you start playing Stellaris as the species, as your species.
The cool thing is, if you play this game enough and you get multiple races to space, because you can choose a bunch of different planets in the start menu, is that once you get to space, if you've played a game already that's gotten to space, you can encounter your other species.
Let us see who is truly the strongest.
Yep, you can have space battles between creatures that you've yourself created from the cell stage. It's the beginning of a new day, and for you, a whole new strange and wondrous world. Air fills your lungs as you stretch into your limbs in your new home, dry land. The race to evolve has begun.
So inspiring. Now go catch your first Pokemon. Wait.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of like if you kill the fuck? Oh. They always start out carnivores with just some random dead animal next to them. It's funny.
I mean, kind of makes sense. They had to have been there for a while.
Right. I kill my neighbor first so that I don't have any potential competition.
Hey, they kind of look like me.
Yeah, I knew thinking that the spitting tail was gonna be a bit of a trope for the game, but it kind of made sense of how the cell stage was put together. And now all the cowardice little creatures are running away. No, I don't want that. I accidentally clicked to eat fruit, which causes your creature to get sick if it's carnivore.
Even carnivores eat like vegetables every once in a while.
Nope, not in spore. You must eat meat or you will become sick and throw up. Alright, you need to eat one more Scorfo and then I become... well, I get more points. But I see bones here. There's no reason not to poison enemy creatures, just because it's extra damage over time.
I mean, yeah, you have it to use it.
I don't know, I've seen a lot of playthroughs of Spore, like back when it was more popular, where people would just take the poison stuff as an option, and then they would never use it. Well, mostly because they just had favored running into combat, which, yeah, if you use the charge attack, it works, but,
Don't see why you couldn't do both.
Also, I have the creepy and cute parts pack, since that was like the only DLC that this game has. So if you want, the creature can look like an exoskeletal, like, giant bug thing.
To become a devouring swarm.
Pretty much. Look at these little herbivore creatures. Where is your alpha? I wish to kill him. There he is.
Where is your alpha?
And thanks to his poison, I'll be able to kill his alpha, even though he should have been able to kill me. I don't understand how these early stage herbivores have a bite attack when their mouth is like little tendrils. How does that supposed to bite me?
They kiss you and it's uncomfortable.
I hate that like internal thump thump heartbeat that you get when creature gets low health. Always remember to eat what you kill, otherwise you won't have enough health to kill again. Oh, there it is.
Yep, remember to eat everything, sweetie.
Don't let it go to waste.
And if sentient carnivorous race actually existed, that'd be something to see.
Technically, we're carnivorous. No, we're omnivorous as humans.
Yeah.
You're talking about a solely carnivorous creature
Yep.
being sentient. That would be very odd, because they'd have to figure out animal husbandry at some point. Otherwise, they would just destroy their own food source after a while. So there'd be like entire countries of just livestock, probably. I want to know how this little dance that we do causes me to become pregnant.
It's releasing pheromones that
That is a theory of mine. You just walk up next to each other and spray eggs and sperm at each other all over throughout the air that you just can't see in game.
and don't like fish. Like can't the females lay eggs normally? Then the males are the ones that fertilize them.
Yeah. What kind of feet do I want to give this thing? Dance level 2, speed 1, charge level 1.
More tails with more poison.
More tails, more poison? I don't think I can. I can't split his spine, unfortunately. That's not a thing I can do. I can't give him arms, though. I had an idea of,
Can you put poison somewhere else?
Yeah. It's not gonna cause it to come from anywhere else.
I mean, I don't know. Can you? Does a poison stack if it's like different abilities?
What do you mean?
Like if you have a poisonous tail and a poisonous bite, would you have like?
It's
Would you
not
be able
really.
to?
It's not really how it works. It's more like you have a poison spit attack, and then you have a bite attack. You're never gonna have like a poison bite attack.
Oh, okay.
There's no combo maneuver with it, unfortunately. It's a bit past what they thought.
Oh god, that looks weird.
That is the point.
It looks wrong.
That is the point. It has eyes on the back of its head.
Corona digivolves into abomination.
I can name it Abomination if you want me to. No hands yet.
I wouldn't know if I want to look at it.
Trying to get some more realistic looking feet.
Did you know that platypuses have poisonous claws?
It's on the back of their feet, which is weird. It's like they basically have to roundhouse you to actually attack you.
Yeah, but it's like they're already physically an amalgamation of so much, and then they have poison. How does something like that exist? It is basically spore creation.
Yeah. I can give this thing a platypus bill too.
Why do you have titties in your hands?
Because there are different ways of spitting poison. You wanted a new way of spitting poison.
Sure.
If you want, I can just give him nipples that spit poison.
Not sure how you're gonna build spaceships like this, but okay.
Well, here. You get rid of that one.
I mean, so if you think a poison build will work, that's what I want to do.
Poison bill.
Poison build, like
A
just as
poison
much.
build. As much
Yeah.
poison as possible. I mean, at this point, you can't really get a higher level of poison because that's like a part that I need to unlock since it's got like the different tiers, which means I need to find more parts and kill more alphas if we want to get better poison. But it is a thing, for sure. It's the only thing that's got better strike attack. I wonder how much these feet cost. Ah, no, don't want to do that. I want to make its head bigger so that the eyes can better fit. Come here. Fortunately, his eyes are right on top of the bit of spine that I need to adjust. There we go, now it looks kind of normal. Not really, but whatever. Feet. Plus 25.
It's something that Tyrannus would make
Tyranids?
from Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Or the Flood. Or I don't know, the ones from StarCraft.
Look different now. I don't know. Do you want it to look like a veiny monster, or do you want it to be like fur covered?
I really don't know. Kind of looks reptilian, maybe.
This one's not that bad.
Yeah, it works.
Let's see what other options we got. This one looks like he's kind of covered in leaves almost.
Does it aid in camouflage?
Unfortunately, that's not an option in this game. Ooh, that one looks like it's got like tattoos on its ankles. I don't like that. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that one.
Wow.
I realize there's a bit of delay.
Yeah, that one looked... The pink fire looked interesting. A bit too flashy, though.
Right, that was my thought too. I kind of like how he is right now, unless you want to add in anything else.
That looks good.
Want to rename it yet, or are you like Corona still? It works since it's a poison build.
I mean, this looks pretty abominable to me.
Abomination. Yeah, we can rename this stage Abomination.
God's failure. God's blind eye.
Abomination, go. This is normally where it would flash and give horror images, so very glad that I got that fixed. Oh. Telling me to spit. I always forget that you have these little tutorials every time you add something new to your creature.
It does make sense how it's the parent teaching it.
Right. They made it pretty comprehensive that way.
Oh god, those eyes.
Right, because the babies always look freaky. Also, once you get hands, you can pick up a stick if you want. I don't know why. Like, you eventually pick up a stick when you gain sentience. It's like, oh, you know how to use tools now, yada yada yada. But they also give you the ability to pick it up when you're just a tiny little creature. It's like the thought process behind that shows clear.
Looks so derpy.
Yeah, I love the derp in this game.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
I see bones. Bones are so important to find in this stage, just because it's a lot easier to just find bones than it is to actually hunt down an entire species. Speaking of which...
You found a pair of new pants.
Actually, I found some bone-like arms. Charge! Oh god, this thing's fast as hell.
To you?
Yeah. When you add in a second pair of legs, your creature does go faster. And if you have multiple sets of arms, your strike attack is also faster. There's a lot of things in this game like that most people don't realize. So there is advantages to having a four-legged creature.
How many legs can you have?
As many as you can afford. If you have these spore points to put on like 13 sets of legs, you can do it. All you have to do is just make... The length of spine, I don't know if it has a actual limit. So if you want, you can just turn your thing into like a millipede.
Some top-tier competitive spore tips.
Competitive spore would actually be pretty cool.
A battle royale starting from the very beginning.
Yeah. No, just like have four player competitive multiplayer. Each of you starts on one quadrant of the planet, and throughout the creature stage, you like can attempt to do stuff if you want. Sorry, I gotta read the tagline on the bottom. Brain power. You've grown a little smarter and taken your first step towards sentience. You have earned the ability to entice an ally to join your pack and help you on your adventure. Another thing that I said during the setup stream last week is that if you get a rogue creature, which is just like a random creature that will be running around every now and then to join your pack, when you get into the tribal stage, they are a domesticated creature at that point because they're not sentient and you are now. I find it kind of funny because it's basically like,
Yeah.
you are my
sure
friend. Now I take your eggs.
It's like Goofy and Pluto.
Pretty much.
Man, I'm sure I would have loved this game as a kid. I'm sure I still like it a lot.
I never played this as a kid. I found it on summer sale on Steam back when I was in college, and I wanted something to kill the time.
Is it on Steam right now?
Oh yeah, it's a Steam. This is what I'm playing it off of.
Oh.
It should be pretty cheap too, because this is a really old game.
I thought it was like Origins only.
No.
Cool.
Should be decently cheap. It's a 12-year-old game at this point.
20 bucks.
Really? I did get it on sale. I got it on sale for like $5. Imagine...
Well, 20 euros. I know what it is for you.
Right.
Oh, this is weird. It has like Spore by itself, and then the Creepy and Cute parts pack, which includes the game. Oh, never mind. I thought both of those were 20, but never. It's wrong. One of them is just DLC.
I got a new poison attack from that last
Excellent.
stones. I just need to kill this thing. And then head back and evolve again.
The world will drown in your poison.
How to head back home, because we got a new poison attack. And hopefully it'll look better than having a nipple at the end of my tail.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing's aggressive and it's really close to home, so I'm gonna kill it. Man, I can cut this thing's health down to half. Oh shit, I died.
Oh, well, that will look cool.
They just jumped me and beat the shit out of me. You were killed in battle. When wounded, retreat to your nest to heal. I tried!
They used pack tactics.
Oh god, why are there so many eggs popping out around me? Well, they use pack tactics because I now have the ability to do pack tactics as well. But, I didn't have anyone with me, so I couldn't fight at the same level as them. But now I have the, Look at this one with the hearts. It's just constantly shaking its ass at me. Alright.
Shake that poisonous booty.
Shake that poison tail. Hell yeah. That's what makes people hot in this.
Oh, next stage already.
I could do a few little small upgrades with some of the points that I got. I'll take off this thing. It's now no longer a nipple. It's like a flower thing.
That makes it less threatening looking.
You think? Would it be more threatening to have someone run
no,
at you?
Not exactly. It's less threatening looking than you catch them off guard.
Right. Do you think it's more threatening to be running at somebody with your nipple out?
To be fair, you say flower, I say anus.
Okay. That is... Especially since it's technically at the opposite end of the spine as his head. That would technically... I could just put it down here. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that.
It would be too easy.
It would be too easy. No, I don't want this thing to get bigger. I want it to be smaller. Trying to buff up its legs a bit more. I also wanted to move its spine around a little bit. Nope, not that. Come here. There we go. That's about what I kind of wanted. Then move its arms back a bit. Those are a bit long.
Just become a woolly mammoth with poison.
It could do that. I mean, it's got the reptile paint job still, so. Oh gosh, the poison thing looks even more like an anus when you put the paint on.
It's a butthole. To be fair, I don't see another hole.
You're not wrong, and it is technically anatomically in the correct spot where one would be if you think of it as the opposite end from its mouth. Speaking of which, I think I can probably give it a better mount.
So why does it need 4 eyes? Like, what's the benefit?
I just thought
Instead of just 2? But don't they cost something? So do you want to try having no eyes? See what happens?
No, I kind of like the idea of making that a solo stream and calling it a blind run. Sorry, I gotta adjust myself. I was sitting on one of my legs. Yeah, I changed its mouth up a bit just because I was not really liking the default. Alright.
There's something so wrong looking about having 2 pairs of legs and arms.
Why?
It's unnatural. Goes against everything.
Are you saying we wouldn't be better as a centaur-like species? except instead of a horse butt, it's just like our own ass extended with more legs.
I mean, stairs would be a problem.
No, because our legs would be the same. Our back legs would be the same as our normal set of legs, so we would be able to go upstairs probably. They just need to be slightly bigger. The stairs. That's all. It's walking a little less derpy, at least. Kind of fix that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of like the derp. I need to kill 2 more of those little fat things that attack me.
Revenge is coming.
Revenge is coming. We can find them. There they are.
Yeah, you're just gonna get. You're just gonna say, so you killed like my great times 20 million grandfather. Prepare to die.
Ah, crap! I died.
Oh.
Ah, but
Dude.
my ally killed the last one, and therefore their species is dead and mine isn't.
Also, dude, spoilers.
Oh, I forget you're on the
Nah, it's fine. So,
Oh god. When these things smile, it's disturbing. I think it has to do with the 4 eyes. Now I want to give it more eyes.
is there too much thing? Has too many eyes, too many legs, too many mouths?
That's another good idea for another solo spore stream where it's just how much shit can we put on this thing?
How much is too much?
Never.
The answer is no.
Your species is migrating to a new nest. Follow them to find a mate and claim a new home base. I don't know why I have to fuck something at the new base to make it ours, but alright. I need to find some bones.
Speaking of Corona, I think it seems that China has banned Plague Inc.
Oh. Ooh, we got webbed feet. We can start turning this thing into a pseudo platypus.
Oh.
They're actually not bad for feet either. Have you heard that like... pollution has gone down by 25% in the areas of China because people aren't going out anymore?
Yeah. It's like that meme from a show, I think. Just, we need a new plague. Well, we got it.
Also, because people are staying indoors for longer periods of time, apparently condom sales in China have gone through.
Capitalism will always prevail in some way.
Kill one more of these things.
I've heard there's a theory that depression is an evolutionary response to slowing down the spread of bacteria and viruses. Because, well, you're alone. Not sure if it's worth it, but oh.
I don't quite get what you're saying with that.
Like if you're when you don't do a lot. So either don't get sick from others, or if you are sick, you don't infect others.
Oh shit!
I was saying that is a thing, something I read.
No! Don't kill me! Ah, my buddy got massacred.
A
I wonder
worthy
if
sacrifice.
I wonder if I can go over there and eat him. Is cannibalism a thing in this? Aw, it's not. Darn it. I wanted to cannibalize my own people.
Give me your power, brother, and I will avenge you.
You shall serve me in death as you have in life.
Wait, I'm still alive! You shall serve me in death.
There's so many bones around here, I kind of can't avoid going to other creatures' homes. I got a couple new mouths to try out. What I really want is to find some new poison attack things. I got something called a Nurple. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. Alright, look, I'm leaving, okay? I'm leaving. I just need to steal all your bones. What the fuck? I told you, I'm leaving. This is this guy's own fault. I was being a peaceful creature.
You did this, remember that.
I need to get back to base so I can pick up another companion and then use him to destroy my enemies. Hey! Look at that You have claimed this nest. Future generations will be born here. That'd be a bit weird if they didn't, to be honest. Alright, now we have my species alpha on my side. And a few more bits of bone around we need to pick up. You do not have much health for a combat-based creature. I'm gonna go back and kill the rest of these flamingo bullshit things that attack me.
Well, they did ask for it.
Right.
Now you bring destruction.
Oh, it charged me! I was like, why did my charge not work? Oh good, killing those things made me smarter.
Brain got bigger.
More brain power. Another step towards sentience. Your brain is larger, your stature grander. Your pack now has room for two. Ooh, and I get a little bit of health boost too. I didn't realize that you got a health boost every time you leveled up your sentience. I need to get my creature faster, because the last few times that we've tried running away when we were overwhelmed, we just we're too slow. So he's got 4 legs, but he needs better feet. Alright.
Well, go to the feed store.
That's what it's called when you go up to some random creature and just be like, alright, let's fuck.
Come here, dude. I need new feet. Let's fuck.
Our species is not able to survive without better feet, so let's fucking see what comes out.
Good enough excuse, I guess.
Right? Ooh, I got some better mouths, but I really do need to give him better feet. At least the basic feet sell for about 40 bits, which means that we can give him some better stuff. Ooh! Speed level 2. Well, here are your platypus feet.
And if it works, it works.
Right?
Can you actually swim better?
I don't think you can have your creature able to swim.
Went through all that trouble getting out of the water. Don't make me go back.
Pretty much. Oh, hell yeah, give this thing stupid large claws. Look at that. That looks natural, right?
Just waddles everywhere.
You can upgrade its hands a little too. Give it some gains. I wonder.
The answer is yes.
Unfortunately, you can't. There's not really any good eyes to give this thing. Although I like the derpiness of the ones that we have right now.
You still need 4 of those.
Right. Still need 4 of them. It's not like, you know. Ah, still 25 points away from a better mouth. But, ooh, we do have a better poison. It is way too expensive though. I'll get it next time we upgrade. I promise. Instead, for now, do you want this thing to be able to fly? I can give him some basic wings. Like, he can hover, but... Imagine this thing flying in and spitting poison at you.
I was just thinking that. There's nothing the others could do.
Right now, it has to be, like, butterfly wings, just because those are the only ones I have available. But eventually I can get, like, dragon wings. Nope. That is incorrect. You know what? I'm gonna make it look really stupid. Its wings are at the tip of its poison tail. So it makes no fucking sense. It's being kept aloft by the weakest part. I don't think I can add anything. Yeah, the cheapest stuff is 25. And I only have 24. So I only had 1 more point.
Well, that looks pretty.
And... there. It almost looks like it has a separate creature on its back from this angle. It looks...
Yeah, kind of like a dragonfly.
Yeah. Alright, I kind of like this. We need more points to upgrade it better anyway. Next upgrade is going to be fixing its poison to be better.
Man,
I
warfare
also-
with this will be interesting.
I also realized that because I use a separate monitor that's a giant TV behind my laptop, I'm constantly looking up into the right on the on the stream. Which one's Alpha? There we go. Hey, no. Alpha.
You can fly.
Oh, I already have the Alpha on my side. Durr. Alright, then you guys. Alright, now we got a posse. Let's roll out and kill shit.
Just walking around with me posse.
Oh gosh, the flying is so odd. It looks so wrong. I love it.
I mean, kinda had it coming.
Ah, I died again, damn it. Ah,
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
it
Or-
is. And what sucks is every
monstrosity.
time that happens, I think I might lose points. I don't know. God, the babies with their like giant eyeball heads. Still.
The way they all blink.
Alright. Alright. Posse's back together. Let us go get revenge. I only need to kill a few more of those things. Also, there's bones in their habitat, and I want them. Oi, where the hell is that other guy? I thought he was coming with me. There we go. Now he's part of my party.
Da, 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 da. New party member.
Yep. Yeah. Nope. I mean, the fuck out of here.
It's like
Yeah.
you're fighting Muppets.
Man, I have 1 health. I need to get home and heal. But now we only need to kill 2 more of those things before we get eliminate their species, which at this point I want to do just out of spite. Alright, guys. Let's go back and get him again. Essentially, we're just doing like hit and run tactics of me running in there and dispatching one, then running away while my teammates tank it.
It does make sense being like, a poison-using species.
I like that little pause after we killed one, and then the other one's like sitting there cowering next to us, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we need one more." All right, guys, get to eating. Now then,
Look, Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yep. Ooh, we got better wings.
Nice.
Those are gonna be expensive. These things look tough. You need to hunt 6 of these things? Holy hell. I need to hunt 4 more of these things, but there aren't any around. It's annoying. See if there are any that run out. Because sometimes when you kill the alpha, the lower tier creatures in that tribe will just like run away.
And that's bad?
Well, you can't finish off their species at that point because you don't know where they are. And you don't get points for killing them. Which I think in this case we just killed everything that was left here, since it looks like they were already been attacked by something. Nope. That was a bad idea. Get the fuck out of there.
So ugly, some of those.
Ah, shit, I ran into them. I was trying to kill them from afar with poison, but it didn't work out. Yeah, I know, I was killed in battle. I got way too used to playing this game in easy mode when I was testing it to get rid of all the seizures.
It made you weak.
Oh, game crashed.
Oh no.
I didn't save that whole fucking time. And there's no auto save in this game.
At all.
At all.
Oh.
Fuck. We can try and see.
I will do what I can.
Yeah, 2008. That's when this game came out.
That is 12 years now.
Yeah. Network play disabled. Alright, so we got the first carnivore one I tried. And then another thing. Yeah, we lost all of that. I need to get like a chat bot that reminds me to save. Or something like that. Well, want to try a quickie weird run? We could start out in the creature stage, just so that we don't have to go through all the cell crap. Or we could What do you think? You want to try and do a quote unquote blind run?
Um,
It's up to you. Or we could
I'm
go.
interested in
We could go into
see what
creature.
happens.
I am too. Let's make it an herbivore run just for the sake of difference. A new name for the planet?
Pastoria. Or just click random.
Yeah, I could. That's what the dice says. Gablantine Emanator. That sounds like a robot assault vehicle or something. Morna actually doesn't sound bad for a planet name. What do you think?
Which one?
Morna.
Yeah, it could work.
Yeah, let's go with that. Go this cutscene again. So this time we're an herbivore. And I'll see if I can mate immediately. I don't know if I can. The second I do, getting rid of the eyes.
Can you make a blind?
What was that?
Can you make a turtle?
A turtle? I don't know. I mean, you can't really have anything that looks like a big shell until you get to the tribal stage, but I can definitely make it look as close as possible up to that point.
I'm just throwing stuff out.
Yeah. The whole point of these quote-unquote community streams is whatever you want to see, I try my best to make. You need to eat a certain amount before you can level up and change. It's so weird to play an herbivore because I'm almost always just solely playing carnivore in this game. It's so much fun. If you play a carnivore, then you get like from early stages, then you actually get better parts for like tanks and weapons late game. Or if you decide to go herbivore, you get better stats in like diplomacy and crap.
They just get.
What was that?
No, I thought you were eaten. You got eaten.
Alright, time to get rid of these pesky eyeballs.
Useless thing anyway.
Right?
I mean, what are they even for?
Exactly. Don't need that.
They're just
Don't need that.
they're just spots where it hurts more.
Alright. And I was able to add in more stuff to make my creature move around. Also now it has 2 mouths. What would you call a blind cell?
Poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And there we go. Let's see what happens.
poor
Oh,
thing.
that's so weird. You still have a little bit of visual range, but it's like you got tunnel vision almost. So you do
Let's
have
see.
a sort of blind side
Huh.
almost. That's interesting. I wonder how that translates to later game stuff.
Maybe you get some really powerful bonuses for doing it.
I need to get the fuck out of here. I really am curious now to see what at least the creature stage. I want to see what happens when we get to the creature stage of the blind creature. It's very interesting.
You just become the xenomorph.
You joking, but with the creepy and cute pack, I can legitimately make it look like a xenomorph, I think. The level of customization in this game is just unparalleled.
So I'm saying.
Ooh, I found a big deposit of bed cheese. Perfect. Oi!
Oh.
I see a meteorite over here. When you find these giant plant wheels as an herbivore, it's such a godsend. Oh gosh.
What happened?
There's just a lot of giant creatures around me. It was not safe.
They come out of nowhere.
Yep. I have no defense or attack as this thing, which bothers me greatly. Shoot.
I feel so exposed.
I need to get to whoever was just giving me that mating call. Okay, it's around this giant electrical guy. Ah, crap. No, don't kill me. Alright, okay, good. I actually found someone to use that section so that I don't die.
Out of context.
Ooh, got a lot of points and a lot of parts. But we will never put eyeballs on this. Let's replace
Eyeballs
you
are a
with-
structural weakness.
They are, technically, if you think about it.
Yeah. It's like windows in a spaceship.
I'm also gonna put a mouth on this thing's ass.
Someone's saying the game audio is loud.
Game audio is pretty loud. I thought I turned it down. Alright.
I mean, right now I have the stream muted, so I don't pick up two things.
Right. Come on. There we go. There's that. There. Now we got it. And that's about all the points I got. So now this thing has defense, and it's a little bit faster. Still no eyeballs, though. It's also got mouth on its ass.
Well, that seems not like a horrible existence. Does the fact that it can't see means it tastes better?
Evolutionarily, I think it should. Like, all its other senses should technically be better.
So you taste what comes out. I don't know.
Things keep trying to attack me because I'm an herbivore, but now I'm covered in spikes. I like to think of this creature as like a herd animal, and it's just like, sort of like running around grazing on shit, but because it's so massive and covered in spikes, things just die as they approach it.
Just constantly saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Just like, imagine if cows were indestructible and covered in horrifying spikes.
Maybe then they stand a chance.
Well, let's be honest, as humans, we'd find a way to still kill them en masse. If they still tasted as good.
It's a matter of principle at that point.
I mean, you gotta think, with that level of protection, that meat's gotta taste pretty good. Almost out of the cell stage. And we can see what a blind creature looks like. Or does it look like?
Haha.
Hey, we got the tiny brain in this spiky cow now. I kinda wanna name the first creature stage Spiky Cow. Unless you got any other ideas.
Well, yeah, dinosaurs were spiky cows.
Hey, you know I don't play many herbivores when I get an achievement for playing the first game as a herbivore.
So for this playthrough, we're doing the pacifist run, not the genocide run.
Yeah, he's got no eyeballs, so it would be kind of hard to think tactically.
I mean, you could if you wanted, and maybe even better.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, why? Uh-oh.
You see the blank screen, that's what I'm seeing.
Oh.
Come on.
Maybe you're already playing. This is it.
It's acting like I should be able to.
It's the blind playthrough.
I'm gonna have to. God damn it! I'm gonna have to get the game going again, and then we'll just start from the creature stage. Crash again. It's not the most stable game. I will say that much. No, I didn't save VMK. I don't save in this game because I'm an idiot. That's why we're just gonna start from the creature stage at this point. We've gone through the cell stage plenty of times where we don't need to do it again. Creature stage. Alright, do you want to go back to being a carnivore, or do you want to try out Spiky Cow with no eyes?
I mean, I'm also curious for no eyes cow.
Alright, we'll go with Spiky No Eyes Cow. Now we can choose stuff from what they've already made, but no. At least they give us like an upright creature to start with. Even though I kind of don't want a bipedal creature. No eyes creature. Spiky cow.
A terror in the night.
Yeah. Whatever, I don't care about the name of the planet anymore.
I have been defeated. This game has bested me.
It kind of has. I need to save like every 10 minutes in this game, otherwise those crashes are just going to cause it impossible. It kind of has that slender feel to it without the eyes. Yeah, I've already done the spiel for that one now. Oh, this is weird! It's like all sepia tone.
Oh, now I see it.
I'm gonna have to rely on the mini-map a lot in this way. Hey, little guy. And now you see how we make herbivores work. You run up to other creatures and you basically sing at them until they're your friend. Well, now the bones that give us different eyes are just completely useless. Alright, I'm gonna do something I haven't done this whole thing, and I'm gonna frickin' save. There.
Hooray!
Spiky Cow is now something that we can go back to in future streams. I am not convinced that they won't force me to come up with eyeballs once we go into the sentient stages, because I don't know if they're like, it kind of defeats the whole ideology of the game in the later stages if you don't have eyeballs. Alrighty, bigger brain.
Yes, enthrall them all. Let them think you're a friend.
Let the cows become sentient. How terrifying would that be, though, to have a sentient cow?
Or to learn that cows were always sentient.
They just lack the ability to communicate.
Yeah, sorry about those thousands of years of terrible slaughter.
Sorry about the massive, state-sanctioned concentration camps.
To be fair, you were delicious.
That's a great excuse. I like how if there's an egg already there, you just sort of pick it out of the way. It's like, get this shit out of here, I'm making something better.
It did hatch somehow.
Well, can't give you eyeballs, don't want eyeballs. I can give it a mole rat mouth, something that looks close to a pig's mouth, or something that looks like a bird mouth. Or I can give it something called Mumbly Joe, which looks awful. I'll hover over that for you to give your decisions. I just want to give it a better mouth, though, than other than the tendrils that it has.
Can you put it on?
Yeah.
Just to see how it looks.
Like, Mumbly Joe is like legitimately just like an extra head, like a head that kind of looks like a weird mask. It looks like a weird mask. Oh, I can give him an ultra underbite. Oh, I kind of like that for the spiky cow. Need to fix its spine up a little though.
That's a big chin. That's a manly chin right there.
Where its eyes should be, I'm gonna give it horns.
Can you make it as big as possible, like in general?
I can try. Just remember, you asked for this.
That is thick.
What's up, guys?
What's
Hey.
up?
Not too much. Just saw some homies in the chat, and I was like, I should jump in, see what they all up to.
Just doing a little spore stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I read that in the chat.
Yep. It's crashed a couple times, and I'm terrible at saving in this game, so we're in the middle of doing some new creation.
Oh, okay, cool.
We now have a blind cow.
Yeah, we're doing a blind run in which the creature is going to be blind throughout the whole thing, but I've played this game 1,000 times.
Oh, okay.
It really does look like a cow at this point, doesn't it?
It's like that picture of the really buff bull.
Right? Oh, I can give it hooves too. Forgot.
Goodness.
Just got home from work, man. Got to be home. So, Carnes, I was trying to catch you last night. I got on a little later than expected, but so I was thinking about your whole dilemma with your boss.
Right.
So, what I would suggest, but this is just a suggestion, in my opinion, is if you feel like you should invite him, then you should go with your gut feeling. If you feel like you shouldn't, and like your gut's telling you no, then do that. Just go with whatever your gut's feeling. But my opinion is too, is you don't have to invite him to Discord necessarily as well.
True.
You could just invite him to Roll20 to play, and we could try to provide. We could try to make sure our voice works through there, even though we all use Discord. But I don't know. It's definitely a finicky situation. We also could invite him, and we could talk to Jay and have him only be able to use certain chat rooms. So he couldn't go into like NSFW, and he couldn't go into other chat rooms where you've talked about work before and prior of. So there are ways around it in Discord, but if you don't feel like if your gut's telling you that it's not a good idea, it's probably the best thing to do is just go with that, because you know the situation better than I do. I could tell you my opinion, but there's probably a lot more detail or other things that are going on behind the scenes, and I don't know what your boss is like as a true character, so I wouldn't want to be like, oh yeah, it should be fine, he should be understanding, and he's like the complete opposite. So it is a tough call, but I think go with your gut feeling and just kind of, maybe we can get him into one chat, or control his environment in a sense.
That is an idea for sure.
Yeah, just something to think about. If you really feel like if you're like, no, I really want him to play, I think it'd be a good idea, then we could definitely work on something to where when he joins, we can get him his own like title in a sense, or his own tag, to where he can only go into like the general D&D chat, and like maybe the listening room and the roll critical chat rooms. And if he wants to join in on mini games, I can just personally message him, so that way he doesn't have to go into like the mini game room or anything like that. But it's just ideas. We can figure something out, I'm sure. Are you guys like cool outside of work?
I've never really interacted with him outside of work. He's
Okay.
New boss, head chef that replaced the one that fired like a month ago. He's only been working with us for like a month or so, but he's definitely a cool guy, and he's expressed several times about him wanting to be able to play D&D, but having issues with his real life group of friends. And I told him, you know, the online version and everything like that. I can definitely give him a link to Roll20 at least.
Yeah, let them check it out. But that, I feel like Roll20 would be the safest environment because no one really talks about personal stuff in there. It's all D&D, so I feel like it's a good place for people that
Right.
don't really want to go to like involved with, I guess, in a sense, or get like personal matters. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like what you were stressed about if he was to join here and read like he was to read part of the chat and be like, oh wow, so this is how he feels about work, huh?
Right. No, that was my issue. That.
Yeah, I could definitely see that as a problem if that was to arise. But yeah, man, I mean, maybe what I would suggest too is maybe get to know him, like maybe invite him out to an outside of work session and see how he is, and then that would probably give you the best idea of how he'd be interactive with us. But yeah, it's definitely a delicate one. I've never actually experienced that situation, so I couldn't really tell you. Like, I couldn't really be like, yeah, I've done this before. Or it's actually one thing in life I could say that I never really had the chance of inviting my boss to come play D&D with me. It'd be badass if my boss now would, but.
Right. My thought was it would be a good way to just sort of like hang out with him and get on his good side, but you know.
Right, it could be a double-sided sword.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like ask him to go out on lunch or something like that, just as friends, and see like just get to know him a little bit more personally and see how he is, because then you'll get a better judgment of character. Because it's tough. It's tough when you don't know what they're like out of work. And I know I work like, in a lot of dealerships, and there's a lot of two-faced people that will tell you one thing and will smoke up your ass just to make you feel good or to kind of give you a better illusion of something, and then behind your back they're like, no, this guy's this guy's this, he's this, he's such. Some people, especially in higher power, will say things just to say things. But it is a tough call. That's definitely a good question, because I was thinking about it a lot last night.
Right, I apologize. I kind of fell asleep last night at some point.
Don't even worry about it, man. Trust me, dude. I couldn't tell you how many times I plan to do something and I'm like exhausted because of my job or because I had to go do roofing or.
Well, feel free to check out the stream if you want.
No, I was actually just about to do that. I'm updating my arc right now, and then I'm gonna check out your stream.
I noticed that all the ARC stuff's on like a super sale, so I might actually get that in the next couple days once I get my paycheck.
Oh hell yeah, man! It's a lot of fun.
It's like 80% off, which is great because it's only like $10 at that point.
Yep. This version of the game is a lot of fun. I'm having a blast. It's the most difficult version of the game too, I'd say. But Xander, how's the computer being torn apart going?
I always did it. And that's all you can hear me because
Yeah, I figured you were on a different device. It sounded a little different.
Am I the only one hearing the?
Yeah, he's got some feedback because it's on his phone. It's probably because the speaker is so close to the.
I have him turned down as soon as I started hearing it, so.
Yep.
Maybe it won't show up on the screen. Also, Bishop, what do you think of our cow?
It's a big boy.
You wanted him to be
Chunk.
thick, so I made him extra thick. He takes up a good third of the visible screen with him not having eyes. I also really want to find some less derpy feet.
Crush anything.
Ah, that's a good point.
You actually gain bonuses to strength.
I did get a charge attack with these feet. Even though the whole point of being an herbivore is that you're not supposed to attack other creatures as much as possible. It's so weird because when you go with a carnivore, everything around you just turns into giant red X's, so you're like, okay, I'm done with that. He likes the pizza feet.
Don't ever change them.
I don't know if I want to give him arms or not. Because I kind of like the idea of making it just a continuously blind cow. Hold on. I need to turn up just Discord in general because a couple
Well,
of
that's
guys.
how it shows it. He's blind.
That's pretty cool.
Did you save?
No, I will save now though. Thank you.
Yeah, Bishop, good call, man.
Oh gosh, you guys missed. We went through the entirety of the cell stage and most of the creature stage, and then we had several game crashes.
Oh, jeez.
Good thing I didn't.
Also, Xander, I had to turn you down to the point where I basically can't hear you. Otherwise, the feedback was just getting awful. Sorry.
Ed Xander.
Yeah. Uh oh, these things are hostile.
I don't like hearing my own voice, so that's the biggest problem for me.
No, that was me. It was doing that thing where
Yeah, no, I was getting feedback in my own voice, and I hate hearing myself, so.
I am fine with hearing myself. I'm just not really the good at holding like speech patterns. You know that like old
Because it throws you off, yeah, when you hear that another person like talking right behind your sentence in a sense.
yeah, you know that app though where it played your own voice on delay.
Yep.
It's
Are
essentially
you
that.
communicating with these guys?
When you're an herbivore, you have things that it's like you sing or you charm them, or there's dancing at certain points too. It's very different from playing carnivore, where it's literally just run up and kill everything in sight.
Right. So you're trying to be friendly with them?
Yeah, you try to make as many friends as possible, and if you get to the point where you get a civilization stage in herbivore, usually there's more diversity in like the tribes and then like the cities. Versus carnivore, it's only your creature.
Oh, okay.
Go from 2.
Although I might be mistaken in that I have not, as evident by the fact that when I got through the cell stage as an herbivore and I got an achievement for it, I have not really played herbivores before. I've had this game for like 6 years, and I got an achievement for playing herbivore. That's how little I played herbivores. I got a lot of points, which means that I should be able to upgrade this cow next time we get back home. Oh, I need to eat. Yeah. This giant thing will survive off of 2 fruit. Should I give this thing arms? That's a question.
Can you give it like spider, kind of like sense?
Sorry, you're cutting it out a little bit, Wolf. All I'm hearing is spider. Hello?
You just
Whoa, hold on.
blind,
Yeah, it's a blind playthrough.
right? It's just crazy. I didn't think that this game actually would allow
I didn't either.
the hue of the screen color, but they actually like dim a lot.
Also, your screen is kind of weird.
Yeah, you know,
Is it?
like,
Like,
you see what I mean? Like,
cutting a portion.
it's almost like tinted, or like you actually
No,
lost
like
vision
on
in that.
the stream.
Oh,
it's
there
not
we
like
go.
a-
There we go. I fixed it.
Oh,
Okay.
No, I saw what you were talking about, Bishop. I didn't realize
It
that for a
actually
little
took
bit.
me a while to realize.
Oh, now I see what you're saying. Okay.
Also, you kind of look like an Elcor. Just noticed.
What's that from?
Mass Effect.
Ah, okay.
They are actually big,
They are
huge
sentient space
cows that
cows.
somehow learned space.
They're sentient space cows that learned speech, but because they communicate in like pheromones and other shit too, they
Mhm.
don't like have speech inflection, and so they're constantly, as they talk, they say like disgruntled response, and then they say what they're saying.
Right. That's funny.
Also, their weapons are literally cannons on their backs.
Right, they're literally they're
Cannons?
space cows with massive cannons mounted on their backs. It's awesome. Have you seen some of the fan art of
Game,
those
but
things,
it is mentioned.
Bishop?
It sounds.
Right? See? You can have a cow with cannons. You can have a cow with mantis tail.
Mantis talons? Yeah, Discord cut out for me for a little bit, so I didn't hear you. But yeah, I can actually give him mantis talons.
Right? Yeah, well, I said, I'm like, if you can have a cow with cannons on his back, we could definitely have a cow with some mantis talons coming out of it.
Oh hell yeah, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, but that does sound cool for Mass Effect. I like that whole idea of the cow with the can. Oh, you found a mate?
Yeah, now I'm gonna poop out an egg because apparently I'm
Pookie,
always a
pookie,
female. Even though this thing looks already pretty mammalian, it's always an egg. I should have.
Otherwise, the rating would be higher. The age rating.
Gotcha.
You want mantis stuff?
Yeah, or I don't know. I mean, that's just something that came to mind. That was like the first thing that came to mind. If we could put,
No.
I mean, maybe give him arms or give him something that can come out of his back would be kind of cool. I agree, though.
No, that's the whole point of these streams. Is like you guys tell me what you think would be cool, and I do it. That's what spore streams are all
Can
about.
you put like some crab claws on his back? No, he looks more mammalish.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but I like to stick to
I mean,
some sort of theme.
Why not wings?
Oh shit!
You can't give him wings.
I like how he's like looking at his hands. Man, that's cool.
And then I think there are actual crab claws too.
Yeah, those look awesome. They look like from like Alien vs Predator or something. Man, this game is very detailed. That's really cool.
Right.
I've never really seen this game played or anything like that. I've heard good things about it, but
Oh, it's insanely fun if you get addicted to it.
right. Like I do a lot of monster creation for D&D, so this is like really inspiring. I like this.
Oh, we got proper hooves now. Let's see, we need 75.
Yeah, I like.
He overhead and I couldn't do anything.
Ah, darn. Actually, no. I give them different back hooves just because you don't need them to be. Oh god, that's a bit too much. There we go. You get all the bonuses from the hooves even if you only have one set.
Oh, okay.
So there's no point in having both of them be the more expensive option.
Yeah, right.
And unless you want symmetry, of course. But to be honest,
I think I would.
I can
Just
give
because.
him wings. It's just that the first tier wings are legitimately just bug wings, which kind of works with. I like the idea that our cow just sort of like had some random bug mutation. He got like bug wings and like odd mantis arms growing out of his back.
Right.
Go ahead, Salty.
Oh, you have a 2, Xander? You have the game as well? But you only... Let's see. Yeah, it is good. I don't know why I never got past the mammal phase.
Oh
That's
wait,
alright.
if a lot of
Because you're
people
a mammal,
don't like
too.
a lot of people don't like the what is it, like it really turns into like a civilization simulator in the late game. So it's like kind of some people don't like that.
Right.
It did surprise me. I did not know it got that far.
Yeah, right. You can do quite a bit.
Yeah. And you can. I kind of want to get a different coat. See what this looks like.
In 7 seconds, I can give you some temp help.
Oh god. Hey, it looks a bit more like a cow, honestly.
Just a cow with mantis arms.
Just a cow
There
with
we
mantis
go.
arms and wings.
Yeah. That's nice.
I'm gonna rename this one Mantis Cow.
Hello. Yeah.
This guy smacks your girlfriend's butt. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna take my left mantis arm and I'm just gonna jab it through his esophagus.
Well, I'm gonna walk about 30 feet away so it can't hear me anymore, and then I'll shoot at it from afar so it can't see me.
That'll show him.
Oh god, they walk like a derp now. I love it. Ugh. Oh my god, waving with the mantis arms is so creepy. I love this thing. Oh, I'm saving as soon as I get the option. Sweet. Alright, saving. Oh, that would be annoying to lose all this progress. Oh god, they're so fat that they can barely fly.
The fact that they can is amazing.
Oh god, these things are not friendly. Still gonna take your bones.
Do you have a lot of health because you're bigger? Does size
Nope.
depend on health?
Nope. Ah gosh, it charged me. Okay. Health is purely dependent on what parts you give your creature.
Interesting.
And
That's
because
really
we
cool, actually.
because we opted to give it arms and wings, take up a lot of the points I would normally spend on extra health and other parts.
Gotcha.
Oh gosh, we can't dance. Pose. It's a good thing I have an extra pack memory.
Right.
Makes up for the fact that there are some things that we can't do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, we're all friends. These things are not liking us. Oh, got a bigger brain.
Oh yeah, it's big brain time.
I like how it escapes the sepia tone to show these cutscenes.
Just help up there. You should just be able to jump from underneath and grab it.
I need to find a way to make our creatures be able to dance, because that's like one of the main things that other creatures do. Oh my gosh, these things are so difficult. I need one more to like me. But because there's some sort of fucked up giraffe thing, they've got a bunch of stats that are higher than me.
Why does it matter? That they're giraffes?
Everyone knows giraffes and cows shouldn't mix.
Ah, yes. Because it will happen.
I'm with Bishop. I'm also confused with the whole giraffe and cow thing. I mean, would that be a good thing?
I'm just coming up with random bullshit.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that. It sounds like sound logic, but I mean, let's have some cow.
I'm just salty because our stats aren't high enough to the point where I can make friends with them properly. Because they have better stats than me.
Oh, okay. Forgive me. I'm the one learning the game here. You be
so
as
am I.
salty as you want.
Also, you don't need them. You're a strong, independent, blind cow.
Here we go. Yeah.
I'm not
Steve Bishop
independent
said,
though, I've got a friend with me.
I'm not independent.
It's just moral support. Everyone needs that.
No, like you do get better chance of these things. Oh, these are my allies already. Oh. I didn't realize that. I wasted my time making friends.
Send them to war.
You joke, but you can gain, Oh, that's what I did! Oh, I just realized that! Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I've got another pack member, and it's that thing that I just spoke to. I didn't realize that I had already made friends with them, so when I went up and talked to one, he actually joined my pack. So I have a pack member that isn't part of my species now.
That's pretty freaking cool.
I forgot you could do that with higher stats. Well, let's see, he's right next to me. Oh, that one already likes me. Oh, I don't
And then
want
he becomes your pet.
They do! In the later stages, they do.
Yeah.
This cow sounds a lot like Bashir, except Bashir's not blind.
Ah, almost. I thought with another pack member it would work. No, come
Yeah.
back. Come back. Let me try again. Stop dancing! I can't dance! Sing.
Show off. Is he
Just
dance
flossing.
bragging you? Is he flossing?
Ah, damn it. Okay. Alright, I'm done with these things. I'm not trying to be their friends anymore. They're better dancers than me.
Don't let it get it down to me, bud. You got it. I believe in you. You dance better than those guys can ever dance.
I'm just going around picking up some bones real quick.
What can you do with bones?
Every time you can pick up bones, it gives you another new part that you can add to your creature in the creature creation. It's either
is
that
really cool.
or as you make friends with them as an herbivore, or as you kill them as a carnivore.
Oh damn.
Like, you eliminate an entire species, and then you get a part that you can make.
Yeah.
Oh, I got better wings. That's good.
Oh really?
Yep, that was
Put 'em
that
on.
last. That was that last part. I need
Oh,
to
okay.
find out. I need to head back home actually.
Oh, you have a home?
It's getting
Yep.
dark.
It,
Oh no, the lights are up.
this thing
Mom's
would
gonna get pissed.
that just made me realize this thing would have no concept of day or night.
It is above such trivialities.
I think basically we would consider it. It wouldn't. I don't think we would consider it day or night, but maybe like hot and cold because of the temperature. And
Right, I was thinking as well. Like temperature differential would be the only indicator.
would be the biggest indicator. Yeah, would be the biggest indicator. And maybe sound because obviously like birds and at night they're not chirping. I guess it depends on the atmosphere and the planet and things like that.
I like how it just like jolts you out of the stuff you told for cutscenes.
It just throws you.
Yeah.
You're just like yeeted. Like when was it when did I yeet you in a minigame or was it or did you yeet?
I don't
Current.
know.
I think you might have been yeeted.
I think we talked about the possibility of Bashir being yeeted because he's so tiny, but I don't think we've actually done it yet.
Yeah, I don't think Carnes went with it. I think she decided not to do it.
Right.
Or not Carnes, Rask. Your Carnes. Not Rask. I'm good
No,
at this stuff.
didn't we yeet Xander into a door?
That's what it was. We yeeted Xander through a door. He went head first. I remember he went through it, and then Runark went over there to help him, and yeah, I do love my Goliath. He's a strong son of a...
Alright, we've got better feet, but they're way too expensive. What I wanted to do mostly is up our stats a bit. Yeah, we got better wings, but they're way too expensive. I need to get dancing up, which means that we actually do need to change up our feet if we can. That's what's
Can you
over.
get some like dragon wings?
Yeah, no, that's what the next thing is, I think.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think like the top tier wings are legitimately just dragon wings.
That is cool. Oh, Bishop, I meant to ask you, how did you like the entire minigame after it's been completed?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you had a good time?
Mhm.
Was there anything I can improve on? That you can be honest. Like, if I like sucked at something, please tell me.
If I had to say anything, I'd say maybe the part where we had to go from cogwheel to cogwheel.
Speed that up. Right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
It's just there wasn't a lot to do aside from rolling
I didn't think you guys
athletics or acrobatics.
to try to come up with another way to get around that. So I would kind of left it up to your imagination. Or I thought you guys were going to use maybe some magic. I wasn't sure what you guys were going to do.
We could.
Yeah, there was a lot of
could've-
options. You guys just kind of did the simplistic thing and jumped on all of them. That's why I was just kind of like, okay, they're kind of taking the safer route in a sense. But no, I get what you mean though. Maybe less rolls overall.
I mean, I did think about using levitate on myself, just go to the ceiling and
right.
drag myself up the other side, but then it's the whole thing. We could use spells to get through this, but we don't need to, and we might save them for later.
Yeah, no, I definitely, that's why I wanted to see what you guys would do and like test you.
Also, I was also saving levitate to maybe save someone.
Yes, yeah, and you did. You actually did a good job with that.
Also, would Wayne really have died in the beginning if we hadn't helped him?
I don't know.
I was curious about that too for a moment.
It's
What do you
the
mean,
very
if-
beginning.
Like
in
when the
very
giant arm fell on me and was about to drag me off the mountainside. I was panicking for a split second. I was like, "Do I need to come up with a character real quick?" Because I didn't have a backup build.
I always have spare characters just in case that happens. That I could have PDF'd you, but yeah,
Right.
you could. I never fudge it. I that's why I roll all my dice in front of you guys. I'm not a D. I'm not a DM that fudges it. I'm not a DM that says, "Oh, poor you," or this. I've. I guess I could say I've lived a long enough life to realize how shitty life can be. I'm not saying I'm not being pessimistic, but life can be the worst. You know what I mean? But it also could be the best.
Yeah.
So I try to be as real with the game as I possibly can with no outside influence. I try to let the dice do the work, and that's just the way I feel like life is. Like just you get the rolls and it just happens. Bad luck happens.
All right.
I mean, some would say I play D&D so I don't have to put up with life.
That's true in a sense, but I do like I mean there's magic. There's obviously the parts of life that don't exist within D&D, but I want it to be as real as possible because if I do a lot of outside, if I'm doing all the influence, then it's to me it feels like I don't know.
I get it.
Like you need to have that. You need to let your characters and your players realize that there are times where they can die too. You can't be a DM that's just like I'm gonna fudge this and fudge that, and you could do this because honestly I've never had a player death in a long time. My last one was actually Runark, and that was in a smaller campaign.
Ezekiel Master.
He went toe to toe with a mini boss by himself. So
I mean, in that situation, like, let's say if it were me, if that happened to me, like. Going through the arm and rolled a natural one and it dragged me off the cliff. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you guys, but I would be, well, obviously a bit peeved. Again, not a
yeah, no, you'd be a little salty about it, or you'd be like really,
it's
you'd
not
be
like
bummed.
it's not like we chose to go for a fight that we had a high chance of losing. That was just we had to go through that. That was the best way, and it's just a roll that went really badly, and there's nothing the player could have done to make it different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's just, and that's just like that's life. That's life. Like you know what I mean? You're driving your car. You didn't.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like, and I get that part of it, but there needs to be a realism because if not, then if there's no balance, then the game is just going to be fudged off, and players aren't gonna. They're not. There's no boundary. There's just you guys literally. Like players would literally just take the reins all the time, and there'd be no punishment.
I mean, there's a difference between, again, completely random stuff killing up win, and another is going for stupid fights that you should win.
Yeah.
Yeah, get what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit different.
Yeah, I can get it. I mean, I guess I look at it as realism. Like that's just how it is. But no, I get the point where it could be unfortunate. Like it could suck.
Yeah.
I try not to fudge rolls. I try not to do that. But that's why I allow saving throws. That's why I allow options. So it's not just as cut and dry as that. I allow you guys to figure it out and there are other ways out of it. But then there are the occasions where if your friend makes the bad save, and the person that's getting dragged down doesn't make another save, then those were two opportunities, and that wasn't the only way to go around the hand. There was plenty of other ways. I think there's always choices. I guess is another thing of experience in life, and a realism of D&D and other games. Choice.
Like
I get where you're coming from though, and I don't want to just go out of my way and kill a player, but I like to keep that realism, but I also allow players to do other there was tons of other things that could have been done, but that obviously is what you guys decided. Now I didn't make you, and I don't want to and there was an extra one involved, so that was the other thing. If you guys obviously could have just cleared the rolls and it would have been good.
Right, no, I completely understand. Like, there are a lot of times where players get angry because of the situation they're in. For instance, the Tuesday game that I know Simon's already talked about in chat a bit, about how we almost had a complete TPK because our cleric decided to load up a wagon with 10,000 plus
pounds of dynamite and explosives.
It was about 10,150 damage total, and I was at the epicenter of the blast. I should not be alive, but thankfully the DM, our DM Simon, just came up with some bullshittery to get at least me back.
Some carcass blew up around you and cocooned you to save.
Well, he's like, oh, he was at the very edge of the initial fireball, so his body parts got thrown a bit further, whereas the rogue was at the exact center and got vaporized. That's why he can't be brought back. And the necromancer
Yeah, the
has
story,
been brought
right?
back like 5 times already.
A good
in
way to put it, the
canon.
eye of the storm.
Not sure if that's how it will work, but
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, but I definitely get what you're saying though. I never intentionally ever want to go ahead and kill a player. That's not my,
Nah,
that's never my intent.
no, I understand that. But
Yeah.
when you say, like, when you say players have a choice,
Mhm.
there's a difference. There's like players actually choosing to do one action over another, and then having the dice decide.
Right. Oh well.
Fate.
Oh, there's also like to like go around or how you go around or like to prevent going like. There's always other choices of the, like how your character can react to certain situations is what I guess I'm saying. Dice are always random and that's just the way life is.
Yeah.
But the character
Mm-hmm.
is to go about it as teamwork. Like a lot of the times I see people just kind of like, okay, let's go one at a time. Different varieties of things, but I get where you're coming from. It's definitely something that I try to keep in mind most of the time when it comes down to it, because I don't want my players to die, and I hate that feeling too. I've actually, I used to play when I was 10 years old. I used to play younger actually. I used to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. My cousins didn't make me because they needed more players, and I hated it. It was super annoying. So I didn't like, and I died a lot. It was just horrible. So I know what you mean. It was a game I didn't want to at the time. Like I didn't understand it, unfortunately. So that
Yeah, that doesn't help.
yeah, no, it was a horrible experience. Like I was just like, this game sucks, and they were like, play, and they would just beat me up. They were much bigger. They were horrible cousins, needless to say. But no, that was my first interaction with D&D. I actually didn't like it. I was too young to understand it. So, but I died a lot. So I was like, and then I was like, well, I play Mario, and I die a lot in Mario, and it's because my choices. It's just the
You could also say that Mario is like a skill-based thing, and it's about timing, yada yada. But yeah.
yeah. Well, D&D is the same way. Your teamwork, how you perceive situations, how you go about doing different things. It's that the experience helps a lot with every situation.
But again, skill and teamwork may not matter in the end if the dice don't want you to.
Yeah, and that's the randomness. That's life.
Oh yeah.
And but then, like I said, like you said, that's a good point. That like, people play D&D to get away from life. That's a very good point. But I like there has to be a realism, I guess, as a DM. There's kind of a responsibility to make it so you guys aren't like, oh, this DM's always going to fudge everything. He's not going to let us die, so I can just go do this and be a murder hope.
I've never played as like a murder hobo, but I kind of feel like it would be fun to just run a campaign for the fuck of it, where you like, yeah, you guys are just murder hobos. Have fun. Like,
Right.
not necessarily an evil campaign, but just be like, yeah, you guys are just murder hobos. Go for it.
I've played with a couple, and I've DM'd with a couple in my campaign. I actually ran a mini game where everyone was supposed to be a murder hobo, and it was like who could get the most kills at the end of the mini. And I gave everybody like really cool stuff. So like, let's say if Bishop was playing his wizard, so I would give Bishop like unique items that like would obviously make you last longer as a wizard in the mini game. So you weren't like, oh, I'm gonna use up all my spells. I would make you like a certain extra stuff that gives you extra spells or extra charge.
I want
Like,
to
so
know
you'd be
one
like,
of.
oh, this is.
I would like a wand of insta kill, please.
Well, it's cool because I made him go into a castle, and everybody had like there were certain colored pawn pieces or like chess pieces, and each color had a certain amount of health, and there were a certain amount of point tiers too. So you could like one hit the white ones, you could one hit the blue ones, but then as you started going up, they took more damage. You wouldn't unless you used bigger spells. But if you killed certain spells, or they would drop potions, or just certain random things, it was kind of interesting too. But I might do that with you guys because like you guys have a good experience, and now everybody kind of has a good expectation of combat. That I feel like we could all kind of run a good, really fast-paced murder hobo mini.
I don't think. Well, I never really played any like less than
No?
neutral.
Okay. So you're not sure how you you're like, I don't know how I feel about just killing people.
I mean, in a campaign where that's not the point, I wouldn't really want to. But if that's the idea, like I could go nuts. I played GTA. And
I mean,
know
if
how to
any of
rob
you have
carriages.
ever checked out Simon's stream of our Tuesday game, you'll know that I am more than willing to play a psychotic, like, not even borderline, like a legitimately psychotic player. Like
I'm
my
crazy.
my character's alignment is chaotic neutral only because I refuse to call him evil.
Okay.
Chaotic neutral asterisk.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I like that chaotic neutral edge.
It is canon that I abducted a person who was just failed. I abducted a guard who failed at doing his job, took him home, tortured him, and then fed him to a bag of devouring.
So, bag of devouring. That's a new one for me.
You haven't heard of those? It's essentially
No.
a bag of holding that will randomly eat and destroy whatever you put in it. But unlike a bag of holding, it's not like a portal to a different plane or something like that. It's a portal to a sentient creature. And because of that, Simon, our DM, decided, oh yeah, it's like a female like goddess, and I'm like, all right, my character is definitely gonna start dating a bag of devouring then. So that's been the joke for
Can
the
I
last few
can I put my in there I wouldn't recommend it.
No, but yeah, so I guess like better sense of it. So Bishop, you've never really played like a chaotic evil or an evil
Nah.
neutral. Like, what about you, Carnes?
I've never played straight evil. I
Okay.
played chaotic neutral, in which I've done some evil things, but I've never just flat out played straight
Yeah.
evil.
Like the closest thing I played was like a crazy hermit that never really interacted with anyone, and he's kind of jumpity, like completely
Okay.
paranoid.
Like, yeah, schizophrenia kind of
Yeah,
paranoid.
kind.
Okay, I like
And
that. Like
What I,
twitchy.
yeah, is only worry about survival. Would ask people for food and then give them cure wounds. Maybe.
Right. He's like, are you gonna finish that sausage?
I have a heal for you, if you want.
But I want food. That's awesome. Okay, well maybe I'll run an evil campaign. Maybe I'll allow you guys to play as the evil characters that just are hell bent on them murdering this whatever I have an image of in my mind. I have a lot thinking of, but
Yeah.
no, if you guys are
Will
down to
it
do
be
it,
someone even more evil or a good guy?
oh,
we have
well,
to kill
I guess yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Then we become heroes of the people.
Right. I guess it's depending on how you look at it. Right. Now you made me think.
I like the idea of an evil campaign where it starts out with the king being like, "You have my permission to do whatever necessary to save us," yada yada yada, and it's like he just said that's like the worst people to give that like leeway to.
Right. He gave it to the bone collectors. They'd be like, I just picture Rubik picking up people and throwing them in lava. Where's the
I have
nearest
a
lava
question.
pit?
I have a question about that actually. Did you expect
Yeah.
us to start tossing people in lava when you built the map?
Okay, that's a good question. I had an expectation of you guys using that towards, like, using it as a last advantage or using it like as your last resort, I guess you could say. But I did not expect Rubik to go so ham on the lava pits. Like that was his go-to. He was grappling and throwing everything, or grapple shoving everything into lava, and it was just I was not accounting for that, and it moved combat pretty quickly. I'd have to say, because god damn it, like the amount of damage he was dealing to certain characters that would have, like the Tiefling for instance, should have took a lot longer to defeat. And Rubik's like, nope, lava. Main boss guy that you guys are taking out, lava. His bodyguard, lava. This yokel, lava. The other yokel, lava.
Exactly.
Like,
Please form a line.
like I'm like trying to keep up everything. I'm trying to keep everything in order. And I'm like looking at the stats. And I'm like, the challenge range doesn't even matter. That Rubik's throwing everything in lava. So then I was trying to mimic it, but that monk that I had was rolling so bad.
I noticed that you were trying to use the monk, but
Yep.
Rask's Sentinel Feet was just like, nope.
That's why I agree. Like with Bishop, the dice could just be unforgiving because like that monk, I was actually really leveled well and should have been able to do all those things, but couldn't. Just a horrible monk, and it was so bad because the rolls. Like it was a good build. I actually min maxed that, and I couldn't use it. I was like, wow. I was like, this is my chance to use monk. I was excited to play it, and Rubik was a better monk than the monk. Yeah, so I'll to answer your question better. No, I didn't expect you guys to use that fucking lava pit like a trash bag on Tuesday. Like that was crazy. You guys like, oh, I'm definitely gonna have to change
See,
terrain to be more unforgiving for you guys maybe, and not as like, oh, let's just use this to our advantage. And
Yeah, environmental hazard does that.
yeah, well, and I've played maps like that, but usually the party like sticks to like combat, whereas Rubik's just like defeat. Just how quickly can I kill these people, and how long can my party last? But now your guys' build, your party build is insane. You guys have 2 clerics, 2 paladins, fighter, alchemist, artificer, and ranger. No, Raskus. I was naming all the classes in general.
right, and with Bashir, you've got what is essentially a translator bush.
Translator bush with some healing. Every character in your guys' party now has healing. When this party first started, nobody had healing. The dynamic of the group has changed so much from when I first started this campaign.
How do you
and
have a
amount of
D&D group with no one having healing?
Well, at first there were so many of them that they didn't really worry about it too much because I told them the expectations because a lot of people were like, oh, are there potions ready? Are we in a civilized area where there's a lot of like villages and cities and towns? They did have one healer at first, but she quit. It was actually Jess. She was playing at first, but she couldn't play anymore. She made a cleric range. So, and yeah. And Jay actually was playing a dwarf cleric at first too, but that was later down the road. Like when we first started, actually, no one was a healer because Jess started off as a ranger, so she didn't have any. So yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting start, and now look at you guys. You literally have doubled on your like best tanky healing classes.
Well, I don't
For
think
the detriment of everyone else.
Right.
I like to think of Bashir as kind of like a glass cannon, because he's not necessarily tanky, but he can easily hit and do damage. I don't know if you looked into his character sheet, but I think he's got like a plus 11 or something to hit with ranged weapons.
Oh yeah, no, your range attack is really good, especially since your dex mod is so.
Right, I specifically decided not to take any feats and just pump it into dex. Especially considering the fact that his rate being a kobold gives you like a couple of pretty decent racial feats, so I figured it was a good way of counteracting that at the same time.
Alright, that's a good point. Yeah, no, thank you though, Bishop, for letting me know that. I thought the gears were really draggy too in the mini game. Like I was kind of like, ugh, like I'm like maybe I should do something to speed this along. You guys were like, most of you were like halfway there already, and I was just like, what? I'm like, do I just have it turn on right?
Oh.
That would be. I didn't want to like just start crushing. Jay and Jess get to the other side because they were racing. As they turn around, you guys are all like underneath the gears and like spinning everywhere.
Well, shit.
Right. I just picture your character hanging on for dear life as you're just being whipped by like a marionette.
I legitimately thought for a while that like we could possibly try and reactivate and reprogram the golems that were like the same ones in Gizmo.
You could. Like the tool that was needed was back in that storage room with all the vegetables and fruit and food and stuff that you guys passed by, where the bathroom of the Dead Adventurers were and stuff.
Oh, I thought there would be more, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys didn't necessarily need to do that either. Just killing, or defeating necessarily, you didn't have to kill him, but defeating Rothgar was the ultimate way because they were connected with the piece of soulstone, silver soul that he had put into his own heart.
Right. I playing the character to a detriment to the point where I was like, I know for a fact that if I just take out the big baddie, he's probably everything else will probably go down. But
Right.
Dwayne, being the idiot combatant that he is like, I need to kill everything.
These things are so killable.
Yeah.
They even have spines.
They have a it was actually like a spring system to keep them like elevated, but they can.
I may need to get rid of these dragon wings just because I need the points to make it easier to interact with stuff. Because all my things for like all the social interaction stuff that my creature has is really low. Which means, unfortunately, we'd have to get rid of the wings to make up for the points.
Yeah,
A
just get
bard
you
with low
definitely.
charisma.
Yeah, everything around me has stupid high dance level. I need to upgrade my creature's feet. Alright, we're not gonna be able to do that one. Alright, I need one more. You almost kind of have to wait for them to be off by themselves. Like, look, this is a little baby one by itself. I'm just going to approach it with a large group of my creatures.
Just pure pressure.
Ah, god darn it. One of the creatures fell. Oh, thank god. Got some extra points now. Now I need to eat before we die. Because that's one of the things I always forget when I'm doing an herbivore run is to eat. Because I'm just so used to playing a carnivore where you eat everything you kill. It's so creepy how these arms that just grow out of its back are what it uses to eat. I love it. I love how creepy and yet derpy this thing is at the same time.
I will haunt your dreams and your nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh god, what are those feet? Why does it have, what are they called? Fidget spinners for feet.
Because I have better stats. That's why.
That explains everything. Fidget spinners are a biological evolution.
Unfortunately so.
Or you don't want character sheet. Well, character sheets.
I mean, I already started doing that. I have car sheet over.
Okay.
I just for a long time I wasn't sure if I was gonna start like investing into Roll20, but now that I started to, I'm going to like start using it more often, like for the character sheets and other things like that. I was testing out a couple of other like.
Okay, that's fine.
There's just a lot to do. There are a lot out there actually.
What other sites?
Well, one of them was World Anvil, but it wasn't what I was expecting to, and then Battlegrounds.
Isn't that just world building?
Yeah, that is well, no, it's world building, and you can still do like character development and things like that, but you can't do character or like a battle grid. But you could like do all of the backstory and all that other stuff, and like set up stuff to do a character, and like have like family trees and all that. Like you can literally have like a detailed complexity of like a kingdom and all that other stuff, but
Yeah,
you can't really do any character sheets, or you can even like upload them, or you can't do anything like battle.
yeah, I've seen videos of people getting sponsored by that, and
Yeah.
it sounds like a great tool for DMs and authors.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it wasn't what I was expected at first, and then I did Battlegrounds for a while too, and that's pretty similar to Roll20. But I went with Roll20 overall because of the admin base and like how long they've been around for and what they've invested.
Right. I know, God, what is it? Trying to remember now. D&D Beyond has a Twitch overlay like insert that you can use, where if you make your character sheet in D&D Beyond, you can have it basically like cycle through all the different character sheets as you stream the game, so that people can see like the stats of the players. But me personally, I kind of like the idea of not knowing the stats.
Yeah,
Just
I
as a
think I've seen
viewer.
that once. Like, I don't watch Critical Role, but I checked it out every once in a while, and I think they use that, and it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's been a couple of things I've been trying to mess around with to see what's easiest for me and the most of the players that we play with. So Roll20 seems to be the most common and easiest and most referred to. I just kind of stick with that. And now that I actually do the monthly payments now, so I've been doing that, and I wanted to do a voice recording thing as well, and like a voice changer thing as well down the.
Like getting a voice changer.
Yeah, like a program for my computer.
I know our former rogue, now barbarian, since his character died last session, has a very good voice changing system, and I think I know Chaotic uses one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a program that I've seen. It's not bad. It's only like $1 a month or something like that. But it's I've seen like a couple like complications with it. It seems a little bit more like, I don't know. Like, since it's cheaper, I feel like it's not as user friendly, or it's like a little bit more like you have to like invest more time into it. And I've seen some really easy, simple voice recording like programs that you can get, and it's a little bit more money, but like you get good quality stuff, and it's easier to use and set up, and it's not as time consuming.
I guess it is one
I
of those things where you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and I like the one that he was using because like I actually did I tried it out for a month and it wasn't bad.
I know of one called, I think, just Voice Mod or something, that is like it's like a free version,
Oh, okay.
and then you pay like $15, I think, and then you have a whole bunch of them just whenever you want.
Oh, like already pre done for you?
Yeah,
Really? Okay.
what's that called? Just
Voicemod.net.
yeah, I think it's just Voice Mod. Yeah, yeah. If you don't pay for it, it has like half a dozen different voices that it switches every day.
Oh, like test voices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Oh wow, yeah, there's a lot to this.
Alright, I'm gonna save and end the stream here, just because it's getting pretty late.
The cows shall rule the world.
Yeah, cows rule again one day.
Alright, that's the end of that.
Well, thank you for streaming.
No, yeah, like whenever we got like canceled games or just chunks of time where I've got nothing better to do, Spore is just kind of my go-to. And I might get a better camera than what I've got set on my laptop. I know it's not terrible quality, but at the same time, I'd prefer something that could kind of zoom into my face.
On that beautiful mug of yours.
Yeah, here, let me. There we go. Now you can all see me in my glory. But that's gonna be the end of the stream for now.
Glorious beard.
This is like
Glorious.
I shaved this sucker off on Christmas as a Christmas present to my mother, who hates it. You can't really tell on this stream, but my beard is bright orange, whereas my head hair is like dark brown.
Yeah, I get that sometimes too. It's called like Irish fluff.
Right, I'm a quarter Irish on my mom's side, so it kind of
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Me
kind of
mum.
ekes out.
Me mom, Bishop.
Hey, because Irish on my mom's side, yeah.